What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and today we're turning our villagers into zombies. Let's get started. Yes, you heard me correctly, we are turning our villagers into zombies today. Now, why on earth would you want to turn your villagers into zombies? I built this whole thing to keep them safe from zombies. I don't want zombies getting in here and wrecking my villagers, so why would we do that on purpose? Well, the answer is because some of these villagers, their prices are a little steep. Look at this, 38 emeralds for efficiency 5. That's ridiculous. And I think my mending is 28. That's really high. That's too expensive. But if your villagers get zombified, if they turn into zombie villagers and then you cure them and turn them back into regular villagers, it will bring their prices down. And you can do this over and over until everything that they sell just costs 1 emerald to buy, or they'll even, like this guy buys 24 paper for an emerald. You can get his prices down, so he'll buy 1 paper for an emerald. So the idea here is we want to build some sort of device that I like to call a zombifier that you can send your villagers into. They get attacked by a zombie, they get turned into a zombie villager, then you then cure them, and you can do that as many times as you want and then put them back into your little villager trading hall so that everything becomes much more reasonable priced. Now obviously for this villager zombifier to work, you're going to need a zombie. This was something I was going to do on camera, wait until nighttime came and then lure a zombie over and trap him and maybe build something over him to protect him from the sun. But I happened to run across this zombie that had full gold armor in between recordings, and I thought that's too good to pass up. So I went ahead and trapped him in a boat. You want to name your zombie to make sure that he isn't going to despawn. So I got a name tag, I went ahead and named this guy, so he is ours forever. And he is going to be our lucky zombie that will turn all of our villagers into zombie villagers to get their prices down. So that's step 1 already done. Step 2 is to decide where you want to build this thing. I'm not going to put that zombie into my villager trading hall. Absolutely not. We want this thing to be outside. I really like this big hill right here. I like the idea of this zombifier being kind of underground. And so I want to do it kind of over here somewhere. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build like a little bridge over the moat right here that will allow us to get the villagers in and out to our zombifier and back without letting other mobs in. So that's kind of the plan. So let me get a couple supplies here. Our bridge is going to be built out of cobblestone, since that's what the base and the wall around our iron farm / town hall is built out of. So I'm going to use the same building materials for that. So I really like this spot right here because it aligns with this back row of the farm, and so I can put some rails down right there and just have them come straight over here. So that's what I'm going to do. So we'll just do some cobblestone going across like this. Now we're going to be using rails to get our villagers in and out of this farm, and you can't put rails on leaves. So unfortunately I'm going to have to replace this leaf block with just a normal cobblestone block. And now we can get rails all the way across this thing. Now you also can't put fences or fence gates on the rails, and so I'm going to use fence gates above the rails right here and right here. And this way other mobs can't get in because their gates will be closed, but we can get in and out this way as we're transporting our villagers back and forth. Now you don't need to worry about the villagers passing through this in the minecart taking damage from suffocating or anything. They'll just pass right through this gate even if it's closed. I mean, this could be cobblestone, it could be granite, whatever. They'll just pass right through it. It's not a big deal. So now we've got our little back exit to this farm that we can put the villagers, I mean, they're already in a minecart, so we'll just run some rails to each of them and we'll be able to push them out through this little bridge here and over into the zombifier. Now I'm going to go ahead and run some of these rails. I want a powered rail right here because there's going to be a change in elevation and I want the villagers to be able to get up to go back in without a whole lot of effort. So we'll do one powered rail right there and we'll bring it over here. We'll do another powered rail right here for the same reason that we want to be able to get up this little hill. And so this is, as it turns out, is going to be the entrance to the zombifier. Now what I want to do is right around here, I want this thing to start going down and for it to be underground. You know, a zombifier, you're sending villagers into this thing to basically get eaten or attacked by zombies and transformed. It's not a very nice thing. And so whenever I build one of these, you know, I'm not going to do something nice and pretty like my iron farm or town hall over there. I'm not going to do something nice like my base over there. I want it to look kind of sinister and evil and mean. So that's why I want to build this thing underground. And let's see, I want to come down, we'll go 3 blocks down like this. And then I think right here, I'm actually going to turn, oh, hello, we've got an underground cave system down here that I must have covered up when I was building the iron farm. So that's not too big of a problem. That's actually going to save us a little bit of digging out. Instead, we'll just have to build like some walls to keep the whatever's down here from getting in. Now, because this rail is going to be going down 3 blocks, we're also going to need some more powered rails right about here to help get these villagers out when we're done with them. So let me put a redstone torch there. We'll replace this dirt, and I'll just do 3 powered rails going all the way down. That should give them enough oomph to get up out of here. Now at the bottom, we're going to turn and go around this way. And I will be honest, I am shamelessly stealing this villager zombie farm design from my realm. Affinia built this on our realm to transform all of the villagers that she's got in her base. And I thought it was a really nice, clever design. I like the way it looks. It's different from what I did in season 1, and so that's the design that I'm going to be using. So we want this rail to come in and turn like this. I need to build kind of a little floor here for where this thing's going to be built. And then I think right around here, we're actually going to go up again. And then we're going to need a powered rail right around here to get up this little incline. So let me dig this out, put a redstone torch right below that, and then put it back. And then this is going to turn and go down right here. Now we're going to use a powered rail for this, but we're not going to put a redstone torch under it because we do not want this one to always be active. Now right across from this, we're going to skip 2 blocks and go put another little platform right here. And then we'll go back up like this, and then carry this thing around and go back down the other side. And actually this one should be a powered rail as well. So we'll do a powered rail there going down, and then this thing is going to loop back around. So you build this big loop. The minecart's going to come in, it's going to go around, it will go up, down into this little V, and then come back around again. And we are going to put a lever, which I've got right outside. So we'll put a lever right there by this little junction. And so as we flip this lever back and forth, it's going to change which direction the minecart's going to go. So as long as it is, I think this is the off, I don't know what position that's in. As long as it's in this position, the minecart will just keep going around. And so this way we can send our villager back through the farm over and over and over and convert him and cure him multiple times to get his prices down. And once we're done and ready for him to leave, we'll just switch it this way. And now the minecart will actually exit the farm and go back into the iron farm over there. So that's what that lever is going to let us do. Now for this side over here, this powered rail, the reason that we want it to be off is this is where the actual transformation is going to happen. We want the minecart to come up and stop right here. So when this powered rail is off, it's going to act like a brake and it's going to hold the minecart there. We do want to be able to release it and have the villager go on its way. So we'll put a button right there, and when we're ready to let the villager out, we'll hit that button. This will power on and send the minecart on its way. This is going to work the same way. We want it to work as a brake, and I think I'm going to remove this block so I can put a button right there. And now this will work as a brake when it's off, but then we can push the little button to send it on its way. And this is just a little bit too tight for my liking, so I'm actually going to move all of this back 1 or 2 blocks. Because I want to keep these 2 pillars here for part of the later design of this. So let me move everything back a little ways. So now that we've got the rail system in place, so let's talk about where the zombies are going to go. So this is where the villagers are going to park to get zombified, which means that the zombie is actually going to go right here. So I'm going to build this little sort of cubby hole around him, which will keep him in place and also make sure that the villager doesn't like pop out when he turns into a zombie. We also need something in front of the rails on this side, again, to keep the villager from popping out of its minecart when he gets turned into a zombie. So I'll just put some glass over here like this. We need to keep that block exposed so we can reach the button, but we'll put some glass above it right there. And then we'll just put one more layer up here like that. That should keep the villager in. So as far as mechanics go, that's really it for this build. We've got our lever to control the direction of the minecarts. We've got our button over here to release the villager once it gets turned into a zombie. Over here is where we will cure the villager, and we've got our button to release him there and send him back around to go through again. And we can just do this as many times as we like, and then when we're done, we'll flip that little lever, hit the button, and they'll get returned to the iron farm. So I want to do a little bit of decorating of this area because this is disgusting. It doesn't look very nice. I'm going to throw in some cobblestone and some mossy cobblestone, make it look kind of like a spawner room or something, and then we'll move on. Okay, now we just need to get our zombie into his new little home. This is going to be a little bit tricky, but not really that tough. So what I'm going to do is just come to this block where I want the zombie to be, and I'm going to dig straight up from here. I'll see if I can break through to the surface, just like that. And now we know exactly where we need to drop him down. And I think just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and put a block right there. So we'll do this in kind of 2 stages. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lure the zombie over to this, where's that hole? The hole that I just dug up. Now I can't find it. Okay, it's way up here. So I'm going to lure the zombie and a sheep over to this hole, and I'm going to trap him in a minecart right here by this hole. I'm then going to, actually I'll do it right there. So that's where he needs to be. So I'm going to put a rail right there, and I'm going to put a minecart on that rail. And now we just need to get the zombie into that minecart. This is going to be a lot easier than getting villagers because unlike villagers, the zombie is actually going to more or less follow me. I guess you could say he's going to chase me, but he's going to come towards me. So let me come over here. I will break his boat and then see if I can trick him into this little minecart over here. Hey, zombie, over here. Oh, zombies are so dumb. Look at that. Now we just need to knock out this block. He will drop down. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this in 2 stages. I wasn't sure if he would take fall damage. Apparently he did. We'll come down here. Since he did take a little bit of fall damage, I'm going to be super careful, and I'm going to place one more block. We'll do it right there. Actually, I'm going to do 2 because I want to be so careful, you guys. I know that little bit of fall damage isn't going to kill him since he's wearing armor, but I just don't want to take any chances. So now we'll knock that out, fall a little bit more, fall a little bit more, and finally fall directly into place. Perfect. So now our zombie is exactly where we want him, and the inside of this is done. Since he is not on a rail, we don't have to worry about him getting onto this rail system when we push the button or anything like that. He'll just stay right there, and he will be close enough to the villagers that when they come and park right there, he can hit them and turn them into zombies. So last thing I want to do before we start moving the villagers in is I want to decorate the outside of this thing. Like I said, I want this thing to look sinister, and we're basically sending villagers not even to their death. It's worse than that. We're turning them into the undead creatures so that we can cure them for our own personal gain. I've never said it out loud like that, but now I feel just the slightest bit guilty. And so I want this thing to reveal its true nature. So let me decorate the outside of this really fast. And this is kind of a creative sort of thing, so I'm not going to do a step-by-step tutorial. I'm just going to kind of have fun with this. We'll do a little build montage, and you do whatever you want on the outside of your little zombifier farm like this. So let me bang this out, and then we can move on. All right, I have finished building the entrance to this thing, so now when we want to zombify our villagers, we'll simply put them in a minecart, load them up on the rails, and send them into the Maw of Doom. Look at that thing. I am really impressed with how that turned out. I'm not much of an artist or a sculptor or whatever. I'll be honest, that's not my design. I looked up like Minecraft dragon head designs or whatever and found one that I thought looked really cool. But yeah, I really like this entrance, because I mean, let's be honest, we're sending these guys into a very dangerous, nasty place. I think the entrance should reflect that. I went ahead and put up a sign at the entrance to remind myself to toggle the hard difficulty, because on normal difficulty, which I like to play on, the villagers only have a 50% chance to turn into a zombie when the zombie kills them. The other 50%, they're just going to die. We don't want them to die, but on hard difficulty, it's 100% chance that they will be turned into a zombie. Now, before we move any villagers in here to get started, we need some weakness potions. In order to cure a zombie villager, you need a splash potion of weakness, and you need a golden apple. So I put a little brewing stand in here and got all the supplies that we're going to need. So to make a weakness potion, you're going to need a fermented spider eye, which is made from spider eye, sugar, and brown mushrooms. The spider eyes, obviously, you just get these from killing spiders. Sugar is very easy to come by, just get that from sugarcane. The brown mushrooms, you have to find these like in taiga biomes. You can find them in certain biomes in the nether. And once you get one or two, just wait until it's nighttime, because you can plant them when it's dark outside and then just bone meal them, and you get these giant mushrooms, and then you just break those down and get lots and lots of mushrooms. So these aren't too hard to farm. So we'll make some fermented spider eyes, and because we're making splash potions, we don't need any nether wart. We just need gunpowder. So let me get some of these going. Got myself a little water source here so we can make all the water bottles we want. Throw in 3 bottles. We will do the gunpowder to make splash potions, and then we'll throw in a fermented spider eye to get weakness potions. Always make 3 potions. You can make 3 potions in the brewing stand, so you might as well. And since we're going to need lots and lots of weakness potions for these villagers, you might as well always make 3. So there we go, splash potion of weakness. We'll take these. We don't need to extend it with redstone or anything like that. Just the normal splash potion of weakness will be fine. And then we've got some golden apples here. This used up almost all of my gold to make these 17. This is going to be the expensive part of the operation. So let me go ahead and we're going to test this out. So like I said, you want to make sure your difficulty is hard. You can change your game difficulty at any time. It doesn't require cheats or anything like that. So we'll come in here. I'm going to start with one of my... I won't say unimportant, but one of the villagers that I don't mind if this doesn't work. So let's start with, I guess, this guy. It would be nice to get his prices down so that pickaxes are a lot cheaper, and so we can sell fewer iron ingots to get emeralds. So that sounds like a good deal. So I'm going to lead the rails right up to his workstation. We'll break that, put down one more rail, and then we'll come over here and just push him onto the rail, and he is off. And you want to make sure you change the game difficulty before you get the villager in their minecart, because as soon as he gets in there, you can already hear it, he's going to get attacked by that zombie. So he stopped on the powered rail right there. You can see as soon as he turned into a zombie villager, he popped out of his minecart, but then fell right back into it. That's why we need this glass here. So now that he's a zombie, we will advance him onto the next little break. We'll hit him with the splash potion and a golden apple. And you hear that little boom and the particles turn red. That means that he is curing. Now this is going to take a minute or two before he cures, so just let him sit there and do his thing. Now right now I've got this set to loop back around. I don't think I want to cure this guy more than once, so I'm going to flip that so that we'll send him back to the iron farm when he's done. While we're waiting on him to get cured, I'll give you a little advice. If you have problems getting this thing to work, like if you move your villager in there and the zombie's just not attacking him, the most likely reason is you've somehow pulled aggro on the zombie. Either you got over here so that he could see you, Or if you hit him with your splash potion of weakness, he's going to aggro you. And if he's aggroing you, he's not going to attack the villager. So if that happens, try just leaving, go away a few chunks and then come back and everything should work just fine. Alright, and now he is cured, so we'll check his prices. You can see the iron is down to 1 iron per emerald. All these things are way down. The 1 emerald for the diamond axe, 7 for a diamond pickaxe. We could probably send him through one more time and get this down to 1, but that's okay. I'm not going to be buying tons of diamond pickaxes. So yeah, that's the process. So we will go ahead and I'll make sure that this is going to loop back around, because if I send him back around, he's going to get zombified again. So we push the button and he is headed back home. And then we just got to put his job block back and he is set. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to run some rails all the way around the outside perimeter of this thing. And that way we can easily get any of these villagers. We just have to put down like 1 or 2 rails and we can transport any of them over to the zombifier. So now that we know it works, I'm going to go ahead and zombify all of my librarians, get their prices for the books way down. Since I've only got 17 apples, I can't do this a ton. If I have any left over, I think next I'll do the other iron buyers so that I can get tons and tons of emeralds from all that iron. Alright, so check it out. Mending, 1 emerald. Unbreaking 3, 1 emerald. Efficiency 5, 1 emerald. This is so good. Now I didn't get all of these down to 1 emerald, and that was kind of deliberate. Like protection 4, I only got it down to 3 because, I mean, I've got tons and tons of emeralds. The difference between 3 and 1's not that big of a deal. Looting 3, I only got down to 8 because I'm starting to run out of golden apples and I want to save them for some of the other villagers. But yeah, this is so good. At this point, emeralds isn't really going to be the issue. The issue is going to be having enough books. So that's really good. I'm going to go ahead and start buying some of these. I'm going to get a couple of mending books because I'm going to put one of these on pretty much everything. So all of my armor, my pickaxe, my sword, just everything. Also going to get some efficiency 5. We'll put this on like our pickaxe, our axe, probably our shovel. So we'll get a couple of these. And yeah, I'm going to go suit up now. One thing I will point out is even though this lowers the prices of the paper cells for all the librarians, I would strongly advise against selling paper for emeralds. In this farm in particular, you've got so many options to make emeralds, like selling iron, selling crops. And the reason you should not do more trades with your librarians than you need to is because there's a sort of supply and demand system going on. And the more you trade with a librarian, or any villager, the more their prices are going to start going up. And so if you start trading a ton of paper to your mending librarian, then the price is eventually not going to be 1 emerald anymore. It's going to go up to 3 or 8 or something. One other important thing to note about this farm is you want to make sure that the direction of this thing is the right way before you send villagers in. Because I would sometimes come down and my villager would be sitting on this side because it was turning the wrong way. And so you want to make sure that you've got everything aligned properly before you send them in. I also went ahead and put a lever on this powered rail over here because I think there were times where I had 4 powered rails going downhill plus another one right here. I think that they would have so much momentum that they would sometimes overshoot the zombie and end up on this side anyways. So now this will act as a brake until I turn it on. And that just gives me a little bit more control over where the villagers go. But yeah, this, I am so happy to have this. I've been dying to get my zombifier in so I could get the prices down so I could really start using my villager trading hall. And I am super excited about it. So that's going to wrap up the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you're able to get your own zombie villager zombifier machine set up and really start taking advantage of your villager town hall by getting those prices super low. Biggest takeaway from this farm is make sure that your game difficulty is set to hard before you use it, and you want to make sure that that zombie is protected so he doesn't burn up in the sunlight or get damaged in any other way. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. And while you're down there, feel free to subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all and have a great day.